Everyone, so let's set up your Think or Swim chart to look exactly like mine. I'm going to show you exactly how I get the background and the candles to look like they do. Then I'm going to show you how you can also save your drawing tools to make it work exactly like mine is. And once I do that, you guys can, this will just give you a head start so you can start exploring on your own and seeing what works for you. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is navigate to the charts tab. The charts tab is going to be in this gray toolbar here. And you're going to look for the one that says charts with the red candlesticks inside. We're going to be using this blue toolbar a lot, the left side as well as the right side, all the items here. So the first thing that you're going to do is enter a symbol. You can either use the drop down and search, or you can just simply type. So we're going to type /ES. That is going to take us to the ES mini chart. And as you can see, when it pops up, this is what it looks like. This is the typical candle layout. It's got these different grid lines and markings back here. It's got volume down below. This kind of looks a little busy to me. I want my chart just super clean and basic because I'm going to be marking it up with lines and rectangles anyway. So let's go ahead and change it. Now, the first thing I'm going to bring to your attention though, on this gray toolbar, right? If you look all the way to the right, this rectangle right here, it's just giving us one big rectangle. This represents the space that we're looking at. We're just looking at one chart, one rectangle. Now, if we click it, this this system gives you the ability literally to look at this many screens, this many charts on one screen. So the way that I do it though is I like to look at two charts. I like to chart on one and enter on another, like a lower time frame, like the 1 minute or the 5 minute. So if I were to press this two right here, it would give me two spaces. And we'll look at that in just a second. All right. So now that we have our chart pulled up, we're going to use the items in this blue toolbar to customize it. The first thing we're going to go to is our chart settings, which is going to be represented by this little gear here. So when I click it, it's going to bring up this box that has a bunch more settings on it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is in this general section, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to press overlap volume. That's going to take the volume from down here in its own grid and overlap it on the same one. I'm going to press apply after I make every change so you can see what happens. So when I press apply, you can see that my volume is now overlapped onto the same grid. It is even touching some of the candles down here because it's just overlapped in the background, okay? Now I'm going to move on to my time axis. Price axis has options in here as well, but we don't need to change anything there. Now, the price axis refers to this axis, just like on any type of chart or graph, you have two axes. And so the price one is the one on the right going vertically, and the time axis is the one down here that shows your times and dates, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do, you notice that our candles are pushing right up against this vertical axis. Now, to me, this is kind of hard. I can't make any decisions and do my analysis like that. So the first thing I want to change is my expansion area. I want to say, give me 50 bars to the right. This just means however big these bars are, pretend like there's 50 of them and space it out for me, okay? So when I press apply, you'll see that it immediately gives me some space. So now I can see where price is it's gonna start moving and it's gonna fill in this space, but I'll always have a little buffer here. Next, all these kind of grid lines in the back represent different items that are specific to different assets. So like for these green items, these are called rollover lines that show you when the contracts roll over. You know how the contracts expire quarterly. So you have a March contract, a June contract, an October contract, a December contract. That's what this means. It will show you these lines of when they roll over. Personally, I don't want to see anything in the background of this chart. So I'm going to uncheck all this. And this will apply for any rollovers, like even rollovers in options or in Forex. I'm going to take off expiration Friday. That applies to options, but I'm still going to uncheck it. I'm going to uncheck year marking lines. Why do I need to see when the year changed on my chart? So I'm going to uncheck that. So now I'm going to press apply, and you'll see that those red lines went away. These lines are specific to futures, so we will address them a little bit later. Oh, actually, right? No, a little bit later. So first we're going to move on to appearance. Appearance is just going to be what the actual chart candles look like. So as you can see, the green candles are just outlines. I like to press fill up because I want the green candles to be totally solid. I want to see these just as well as I can see the red candles. And then these grid lines in the back, I want to take these grid lines off as well. So I'm going to uncheck at the bottom here where it says grid. And this is what my chart, this is a preview. This is what it should look like now. The candles should be filled and these grid lines should be gone. So I'm going to press apply. And perfect. So we're getting there. Now, the last thing we need to change on the chart, we're not trading stocks or ETFs, that's equities. We're not trading options. We're not trading Forex. We're trading futures. So we'll go to the futures tab. And what we're going to do here is this little line that looks like a little heartbeat line. This is called your open interest. We're going to uncheck that. So uncheck show open interest. And then we're going to uncheck show contract change events. These are those contract changes from March to June, June to October. So we're going to uncheck that. So now when I press apply, everything will be gone and I will have a totally clean chart that I can now mark up. So I'm going to press OK. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this style because every time I want to open up a new chart, I don't want to have to go through and click those options all over again. So the way we do that is back in this blue menu, press style, come all the way to the bottom, and we're going to do save style. And you can save it. You have to give it a name. Save it as whatever you want. I'm going to save it as day trading ES. And I'm going to press save. And nothing really happens, but it's there loaded for you. And let me show you how you can use that. When I want to open up my second tab now, right? So I want to have two. You see it's going to open up exactly the same. It's totally blank and I need to, hold on, I need to move this. How do I move this out of the way? There we go. Sorry, there was something in the way. I couldn't see this. So I'm going to need to open up a new chart. So I'm going to do /ES again. And as you can see, it's like all of our hard work, like where did it go, right? It opened up looking just as crazy. So now we can simply go to style, load style, and now we're going to click day trading ES, then whatever name you gave it, and it's going to load exactly the same. Why did this come here? Why did this show open interest? Huh. It's not checked. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this show open interest is there. This little line here, because it's still unchecked. Must be like a little, I don't know, glitch. Something's happening. Let me see if it's in my studies. Yes, I don't know why it's there. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So this is how you get your chart set up like you want. Now, navigating between the two charts is also very easy. In the mornings, a lot of times I will right click and press maximize cell to open one of my charts up really large so I can go through my time frames and chart. Now, if you look back in this right corner, where that rectangle was, there's now a little outline here for you. The highlighted red box is showing you which box you're currently looking at. And you can use these arrows to flip back and forth between boxes. So like if I click right, it'll take me to the other chart. If I click left, it'll take me back. If I want to go back to see both at the same time, this button here will help you minimize and you're right back where you started. Okay, so that is how you set up your chart. Let's now go into how to use your drawing tools that I talked to you about in this lesson. So drawing tools are accessible from a couple different ways. One, you can right click the chart and press add a drawing. You can come up here to drawings and say create new drawing or use your drawing tools here. I like to use the one that's down here in the bottom. You click the current tool that you're using and it will let you select just the same which one you want to pick. I use two tools only. It's this one here with the $ over a horizontal line. It's called price level. And then this one here, which is just a rectangle. So let's open up your price level now. The way that you use this is it gives you a horizontal line using 2 points. So you click 1 point, click and let go, and it will give you 1 point. You see that point that's staying there, even though I'm moving all around. The point that I clicked here is just static. And now you click again. Let's say I want to mark the bottom of this wick. I'm going to click again anywhere that I line it up with the wick. So I'm just going to click and let go. Do not click and hold. Just click one time and let go. And now it has given me a price level. So let's edit this to make it look how we want it to look. Right click, edit properties. And this is just how you edit. You right click the line. Now, when I mark up my charts, I want to make sure I name it. I want to know exactly what I'm looking at. For instance, if it is a 4-hour demand, I want to make sure the name is there. And because I want to see the name, I want to make sure where it says show name, I click on the right. I want to see the price also. So where it says show price, I want to click on the right. Now, the price itself, we talk about being very specific when you enter the price values. This one is just, I was guessing when I found this. So in order to find the exact price, you can always look up in this area here, hover over the candle, and then look up at the different values. O stands for open, H is high, L is low, and C is close. So I always want to know where the candle opened or closed. So I would type in exactly what I see here where it says O over the candle. Now, in this case, I'm not exactly looking for an open, but you see what I'm saying. Let me just type it in 58, 64, 50. So I'll type in 58, 64, 50. You want it to be exact. Choose whatever color you want for your line. I think I have purple or blue. I've been changing it up. And now that you have your color, you've got your labels set. Make sure to do this before you press OK. Press save as default. Now that I've saved that as the default, every time I create a new price level, it's going to come out looking like this. So if I press OK, you see how it changed. It's showing my title, it's showing the price, and it's my color. So now when I make a new price level, remember, look down here to see what tool you have. I currently have the price level. I'm going to click one time to make 1 point and another time to make another point. And now it's telling me you got your green line, you have your price level and your price, like you have your name and your price. Now, let me mention this, even though it didn't happen. Some people, their price levels will look like this. It will be very short and it's only extending to the right. That's totally fine if that's how you want yours to look. But if you want it to extend all the way across, simply turn on your left extension here. So there are two different ways that you can do that. And whatever you like, just make sure to press save it as default anytime you change it to make sure that it defaults to the right way next time. Okay, so that's the price level. We also use rectangles. The rectangles they have even less adjusting to do. So to make a rectangle, you'll click the rectangle tool. This again, when you're making the rectangle, you are clicking 2 points. Click and let go, click and let go, okay? So I'm gonna click one time here. I'm gonna make a rectangle around this candle. That's my first point. Now, as I start moving my mouse, it's gonna show me where my rectangle is gonna be built when I click that second point. If I click here, if I click there, there, you see what I'm saying? So this is why I say don't click and hold. It's just 2 different points, okay? So now I'm gonna line it up how I want it. I'm gonna bring it all the way across because you wanna make sure you bring it far enough to where your current price is. And then you just click again and it will make your rectangle. The rectangle is going to default to this gray color. If you want to change it, right click and edit the properties. You can change the color here. I just simply use this gray. But the other thing that you can do, you don't have to name it because your rectangle, the label is not going to show up anywhere. But you do want your values to be exact. So you can edit your bottom right point values and your top right point values, okay? So I can do that here. Just so they are as exact as possible. I'm gonna tell you the truth though, I don't make these super exact. I pretty much just eyeball it, but because this is like giving me my stop loss it's not giving me an entry point, so I just eyeball it. So feel free to manage that how you will. All right, so there you go. There is how to set up your chart and how to use those two drawing tools. I'm going to post another video that shows you how to set up your time frames.